If you're watching this, I'm dead.
Well, Batman really would want to die if he saw this hot sticky mess. Hey Bat fans, Liam here with Gotham Knights on Steam Deck. As always, spoilers will be shown, click away now if you don't want to see any. Although you really should stick around because I have things to say. The good news is that it does run on the Steam Deck. Valve are now doing small hotfixes in Proton to get bigger releases working on the day, which is pretty interesting to see. And a link to more information about the Proton hotfixes will be in the description. When you go to launch the game on Steam Deck, it will download Proton hotfix automatically when you launch. It is very much click and play, there's no problems there. Another bit of good news is that videos work fine, with you being greeted by quite a long intro video that shows Batman at the end of his days fighting. We're talking an intro that is a good 10 minutes or so before you actually get to see it go in-game. Based on the intro, it does set up a seemingly interesting game. The intro is about where the good bits end. As soon as you get into the game, you can see that it can hardly even hold 30 frames a second, even in the initial talking scene, and that's on low details. Switching around between the characters while they were talking, it keeps on dropping. It is not giving the greatest first impression at all. And this basically continues throughout the game. Once you pick your character and start moving around, it's no better. You will see around 30 frames a second, a few times above it, and repeatedly below it. It's really not getting any better. Remember, this is on low details as well. Nothing about this game is smooth, and don't get me started on how it actually feels. In a word, cheap. The controls feel like some cheapo arcade brawler, both in combat and the movement. Nothing about it is good. After messing around with some of the graphic settings to see if I could improve performance, it only continued getting worse. Now remember, this is all on low details and it's at 720p as well. When going into the graphics and changing FSR to on and set to performance, it somehow got even worse. I couldn't believe my eyes. Even on Ultra Performance mode for FSR2, it was still somehow worse than with it off. This game is whack. We also get a special guest star with some dubious physics with dancing baseball bats. It's just hilarious, and that's one of the many physics issues that will be awaiting you. I did a reboot and a double check in case FSR messed it up, which it apparently did. So I changed it to use dynamic resolution with a minimum of 30 and a max of 60 FPS, along with keeping it on low details with things like ambient occlusion, depth of field and things like that turned off. Here, it was finally managing to stay a good bit above 30, sometimes at 40, well, some of the time. It was still even dropping below 30 with that turned on. The whole point of dynamic resolution is to keep the performance, and it can't even do it. It doesn't seem like anything can save this. We need Batman, and we got some cheap imitation Red Hood that jumps and swings around like it's a game made 10 years ago. Going out into the open world, and it is absolutely atrocious. Even the tutorial prompts don't know what to do with themselves and like to stick around. Honestly, I could not imagine actually trying to play this properly on a Steam Deck. The experience is just painful, and yet massively more graphically impressive games doing a ton more with their world can easily stick at 30 or above. Even bloody Cyberpunk performs better than this at higher settings. This is just pitiful. It's easily one of the absolute worst experiences I've had on Steam Deck. Yeah, it's not the fault of the Steam Deck, clearly, because from what other people are saying about it, even on systems that sound pretty impressive, we're talking multiple thousand systems, the game performs badly there as well. I'm going to be really blunt about this one and just tell you to stay away from this game. It is just so bad. Even IGN gave it a 5, and they love to give things 7 all the time. I truly rarely tell people to stay away from things, but this is just not worth your time or money. Don't even grab it on sale, it sucks. Just go and buy one of the older Batman games and be happy. See you later.
Put your hands